It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. These niggas ain't nothing to me. These niggas ain't nothing to me. These niggas ain't nothing to me. Yeah, I walk a path handcrafted by God. There's a storm, see the bars to the fall. In the midst of my flaws, I can't fall. Elevated by the culture, the creation and my fold. To burn bridges like sofa, divine image. High spirits in the battle, cast arrows, then preserve them when I'm gone. Like a pharaoh, my apparel. Beyond fresh, beyond flesh. My blood brothers draw text like architects, artifacts. Real, recognize authentic. Fans get it, they cast stones. I curve like Andy Pettit, I'm geometric. God particle rhymes living in my genetics. Comedic flows like now rivers, I'm synesthetic. I've been connected, no signal in the phone. I was wired and hired to watch niggas like a drone. Been a menace with the chrome, let it infiltrate your bones. Niggas talk jazz and sidelines like Cherry Sloan, Al Capone. Never rest easy with them breathing. Chan Bailey off the deep and dropping quotes like Ephesians. Aromatic rap, smell the truth like I'm chiefing. Every bar perfectly placed, linen for sequence. My defense, my offense, drop bomb, Vietnam war vets. I'm more or less cocky with a mic in my hand. The block out of sedan. I think quicker than you plotting a scam. Back. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Nas once again. He's got a new interview with Complex. Go watch the entire interview if you want to get the whole thing. It's about 16 minutes long. But in this video, we're going to be covering Nas in the Complex interview as it pertains to two subjects. Number one, him collaborating possibly with Kendrick Lamar. It seems that he really wants this to happen. He says he wants it to happen smoothly. It doesn't, he doesn't want no hitches. He doesn't want no weird back and forths or anything like that. But he would love to work with Kendrick Lamar sometime in the near future. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but he's putting it out there. And also, he talked about the possibility of him performing at the Super Bowl, which he had an interesting answer. It doesn't seem like he really cares about doing it or wants to do it. And it seems like it's not coming from a place of, disrespect or not wanting to be a part of the festivity or, not valuing the opportunity. But it seems to me, based on the answer that Nas gave, that he feels he's not qualified for some reason. He says he's good at what he does, but he wants to leave it to the professionals, quote unquote. So I found that to be very interesting, but I'm going to let Nas talk about it, and then we'll get back with my personal thoughts on all of this in just a moment. All right, let's get to Nas first.
Speaking of rockstar shit, when is Nas doing a Super Bowl?
That's some super rock star shit. Nah, I don't want to do. I don't want to say I don't want to do a Super Bowl, but I don't.
Why though?
Why would I do that? Just leave it to the professionals.
You are the professional of professionals, Nas. What are we talking about? You're Mount Rushmore.
Leave it to the pros, man. I'm a pro at what I do, but that thing there, I love it, but I wouldn't do it. No.
You can't keep that from the world though. That's real hip hop shit on one of the biggest.
Yes, it's the biggest stage, but I want to watch it. I want to watch dope halftime shows, and that's what's been happening lately. So salute to all of them.
Fair. Yeah. And recently.
All right, so Nas says he enjoys watching and spectating and seeing what the other artists bring to the table on the Super Bowl stage, but he doesn't necessarily want to do it for himself. Now, what that says to me personally is not so much that he can't do it or shouldn't do it, but I think for that particular stage, it's not like just going up on stage and being in a stoic position or just having one platform that you're utilizing and speaking to the crowd and everybody's in their set space and you're just basically playing your music, rapping, telling the stories and stuff like that. But to me, it sounds like he may not want to do the extra work that it takes in order to build out a narrative for the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? because you got to think about the amount of space that you're utilizing, taking up this field. They typically have 2 to 3 different sections that you could be, going to while you're performing, walking, performing on the field, which a lot of people don't even understand, like how much walking and rapping or singing could take out of a person. If you're walking 10, 20 yards, rapping and singing, getting to the next plot on the stage, working the camera. Let me say that again, working the camera. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people can get up on stage and perform, but you also got to think about how you're appearing to the world, facial expressions, everything got to be on point. So I think that's the part of it that's probably not as intriguing to Nas, is putting on this grand performance and the imagery and just making sure that you come across. It's got to really be as close to perfect as you possibly can get it. I don't think he would have any problem finding records, although I think it would be, it would definitely be great for him to have other guests that could add some dynamics to the show, because Nas, although he is a impeccable rapper, his live show isn't all that like crazy. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of gets up there, takes you through his albums, Queensbridge, and that's it, right? But personally, I do think he should reconsider. You know what I'm saying? I think he was one of the first people to actually, bridge the gap between doing the hip hop orchestra thing, right? Which Jeezy just did last year. I think he did a whole tour of it. So if you could perform with an orchestra, you could probably perform at the Super Bowl, bro. Like, come on. But I'll digress. Let's get to the other part of this interview where he talks about Kendrick.
Spoke to my brother Andre G at Rolling Stone, great journalist, and you called Kendrick a North Star for this newer generation of rap. I think really potent.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see a Kendrick Nas collab anytime soon? I feel like the streets also really need that.
Oh man, it's just all about the artist. Like when you get the chance to record and work together, to me it should feel like really natural, and that would be great. I'd love to work with him, but I feel like it just has to be smooth the way it connects. Because it got to be it just got to be fire. Anything I do with anybody, especially someone like him, I just want to take my time with. So we'll see. Hopefully, you'd be so kind to do a song with your brother. Man. All you MCs out there, man, give me a call, man. I got some verses here and there. Sometimes they hit or miss.
So as you can see, as Nas is getting older, he is definitely taking the route of humility more than anything. He's not overplaying it. He's not overextending himself. And he's got a lot of ventures, you know what I'm saying? Like he's big into the investment arena, which I'm sure takes a lot of, his time and having plenty of meetings and stuff like that. He's running Mass Appeal, as y'all can tell, from this year alone. They're doing a lot of work over there at Mass Appeal, putting out the Slick Rick album, the Ghostface album, the Raekwon album, his album with DJ Premier, which is dropping, the Big L album, you know what I'm saying, which is a posthumous release, compiling work that he was able to create before he passed and trying to present it to a new age audience who may not have had the opportunity of growing up with Big L music in their household, or that even being a name that they heard in the household. They may have heard it through third parties, like other people quoting him or saying his name on record, but not really understanding what it means to talk about Big L. You get what I'm saying? Even the De La Soul album that's about to come out of there, the Mobb Deep album, you know what I'm saying? So he's very deeply invested into keeping his brothers of the 90s uplifted and keep them in the conversation, because he's been able to traverse through generations pretty much no problem, right? With him getting his first Grammy in, what was that, 19? Took many years for that, but it took for him to get with a new producer like Hit Boy in order to create that. So he's definitely done a good job, but getting with the other guys from his era to be like, yo, there's a place for y'all as well, and I want to be a part of that. So I can imagine that takes a lot out as well in trying to navigate those situations, make sure that their teams and the people that represent them are happy and feel satisfied with what it is that his label is bringing to the table. Good ideas, this whole Marvel Comics collaboration thing with the hip hop superheroes going on. So it's really dope to see what Nas is working on. I would love to get that Nas Kendrick Lamar collaboration. It's something that a lot of people have been waiting on, have been looking forward to, especially since Nas initially congratulated Kendrick Lamar last year when he was given the opportunity and he was announced as the headliner for the Super Bowl. Nas was the one who came out and laid it flat. Like, yo, congratulations. Like, get out there and bust them niggas' heads. They say that his project with DJ Premier is supposed to drop in December of this year. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of time left. I don't know if the album is finalized or if there's still room. I know he has some other stuff that he's working on, so maybe it might not be on the Primo project. Unless we could get, Kendrick to get a last minute verse in the next 30 days or so, you know what I mean, and make sure that they could have the album all the way finalized by the time that they submit it for streaming and all the different platforms. And if they're going to do physicals and stuff like that, they're definitely going to need time to have everything already packaged. But I would love to see it. I think it would be dope. It would be an immense opportunity to bridge the gap between the golden child of the 90s and pretty much the golden child of the 2010s and up. A lot of people liking Good Kid, Mad City too, Illmatic, for their eras. So we see that there's a relationship there. We see that Nas is very supportive of Dot. He has been for a long time. So I just hope that we get that collaboration. Hopefully, if not on this Primo project, within the next year. It would be crazy if Kendrick is working on another project and he fucks around and get Nas on his, which is also a possibility because we already know when we go through Kendrick's work, like, he's known for reaching back to legends to work with him on his projects as well. You go back to Good Kid, Mad City, you got MC8 on there. You go to Mr. Morale, you got Ghostface Killer. So that's not like a surprise. You go to Section 80, you got the RZA on there, right? To Pimp a Butterfly, you got Snoop. They were paying tribute to DJ Quick all throughout the project. So it makes sense. It makes sense, excuse me. Even with them, you had Kid Capri doing drops all throughout the project. So I can't say how much I would love to see it happen, but I can't make anything. You know what I mean? I can't will it into existence. All I can do is talk to y'all and wax poetic about this hip hop shit that we all love, enjoy, adore, and hope for. You get what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. All right. And real quick, for everybody who's been hitting me up and saying that y'all like the intros, and y'all, I've seen some people saying, yo, I want you to get signed to a major label. I want to see you get signed to a label. Hey, man, that is the least of my worries right now. As long as y'all like the music, that is enough for me. If you like what you're hearing, right, keep locking in, keep supporting, keep tuning in. If you like the songs that actually have titles during the intro, that means that those songs are out. Be my guest. Hit that Shazam. Go look them up on your streaming platform of choice. Go find it on iTunes. Purchase it however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? That there is the foundation. Like, I'm not worried about no labels. I don't want to deal with these motherfuckers at all. Plus, as much as I have fluctuating views based on whatever activity these artists have going on, one day they do some cool shit, the next day they do some weird shit, and I got to come out here and talk about it. Yeah, last thing I need is to have a label saying, we don't like how you talking about an artist and we're going to leverage your music against you. Fuck dot. All right? But I appreciate the sentiments, and I just want to be clear. If you want to support the music, man. It's out there for you. All right? Much love and respect. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The